So Stephanie White is the coach of the Fever, and obviously, look, the Indiana Fever have their team almost set. It literally comes down to Michaela Timpson versus Jaylen Brown. And I thought Jaylen Brown was really good yesterday. Didn't think she'd been great up to that point, but unpopular opinion, I would take either of them over Bree Turner. And I have to say, Jaylen Brown is an athlete. Like, she runs. The only thing is that I don't think anyone else is going to take Jaylen Brown. So I do think the Fever, even if they get rid of Jaylen Brown, they can just get her in not too long. I don't think it'll be too long until they're going to be able to just get her, and it's not going to make that big of a difference. However, we have Stephanie White right here, who has been talking about Michaela Timpson, and I think she very much hinted at who the final player is going to be. So, obviously, we've heard Timpson, Natasha Harris saying Timpson is a younger version of herself, is excited to mentor her rookie teammate. She expects big things from her. It's really good to be able to have a little mini-me. I told her she's going to be the next me when I retire. So happy that she's part of our team, our organization. I'm happy that I can guide her, teach her some things, give her some of my moves, my tricks, and stuff I do in game. Yeah, if she's going to be cut, she's going to be cut within the next 2 days. And as well as that, we have got this from Stephanie White. Let's take a listen.
Her greatest growth is in front of her. She's long, she's athletic, she's got great hands, she's got soft touch. She improved every year. She's coachable. She's played various roles throughout her entire career, so she's used to that. Our team is deep. There are going to be times where she might be in the rotation. There are going to be times where she might not. But her ability to stay ready, her ability to work, to continue to get better. I mean, we call her Baby Tosh. I think the sky's the limit for her.
But like, even just listen to some parts of this, there are some definite, like, obviously she's talking about like she's going to be on the team, but there's something that you very much, not a lot of people picked up on, but
throughout her entire career, so she's used to that. Our team is deep. There are going to be times where she might be in the rotation. There are going to be times where she might not.
She has to make the team to be in the rotation. Ironically, she has to make the team to be out of the rotation. Not if she makes the team, there might be times. Like, she literally said there's going to be times she's in the rotation. You have to make the team to be in the rotation. She said there's going to be times where she might be in there, where she's going to be in the rotation. Like, obviously, this here from Rosalina Lee. Shout out to Rosalina Lee. An article in Sports Illustrated here. Indiana Fever coach gave her toss to Michaela Timpson and Jaylen Brown, who are battling for the final roster spot. Obviously, this is her talking about the final roster spot.
How do you assess KK and Jaylen just recently?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, certainly, KK's ability to come in and impact from that post position. She doesn't try to force things. She allows things to come to her. She plays with great pace as a young player, and oftentimes you'll see young players play too fast. She's poised and she's ready when her number's called. And JB too. I mean, JB is dynamic. She's athletic. She has a great ability to get downhill. She and Kelsey are really deadly in that mid-range. She's a great rebounding guard. So it's a tough job to have to compare those two because they just bring such different aspects to our team and to our game.
So obviously when talking about Jaylen Brown, I actually like Jaylen Brown. In fairness, Jaylen Brown was better. Like, she's done quite a lot on the defensive end over this preseason. And I think a lot of people were saying that they thought the plan was to keep Jaylen Brown and they weren't going to use any of their rookies, and maybe they're going to stash Kosu and just use another rookie for training camp. But Michaela Timpson fell to them, which could be which could actually be a thing, which could be legit. But obviously, Brown brings WNBA experience, about 15 games of WNBA experience. But yeah, it's saying that is tough. She's also, in fairness, she's not going to say, you know what, they haven't announced Timpson, she's not going to announce it, but she is good as announced it with this. Like,
our team is deep. There are going to be times where she might be in the rotation. There are going to be times where she might not.
There are going to be times she might be in the rotation. Like, no, she's on the team. Like, if we can be honest, she's on the team. And I think Jaylen Brown, there's no way cutting her is even on the table. Thomas specific plans and goals, short term and long term. With the way Natasha Harris talking about her, like, it's a given. It is a given that this player, and from day one, in my opinion, it was a given Like, it would have taken a crazy preseason. It would have taken a genuinely crazy preseason for anyone not named Michaela Timpson to have made the team. And I'm not saying it was a guarantee. It was any sort of an absolute guarantee. But it would have taken a elite preseason from somebody else. And no one had that absolute elite preseason. Like, it would have taken... Like, for me, it's like, even if you're looking at other teams, if you look at, say, the Aces, like, elite... Or Deja Kelly has made it at least a conversation. Jesus. Has made at least a conversation between her and Leah Nye. But, like, Deja Kelly's not going to make that team. She's not going to make that team. And it's just unfortunate with the way everything's running. She's not going to make it. But she's given a good showing for herself. And I think Jaylen Brown in preseason has probably done enough that she'll get a roster spot somewhere else. She probably has done enough that another team are going to go and sign her. Which is all that she can really hope for. Is that she's done enough so that she can keep her WNBA career alive. But at the end of the day, it's a really tough scenario for any of these players to be in. Fighting it out for one roster spot, and with players being on guaranteed money. Like, it's just a tough one. It is a really, really tough one all around. And look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's what has to happen when this, because of the, like, they have to pay for the sins of front office past. And it's like, that is one of the problems. As were the problems with what Lynn Dunn did with the Katie Lou contract. And I think there were a lot of... I think, again, Katie Lou, if she was there on a 1-year deal, it would have been one thing. Hopefully she continues, like, her WNBA career continues post ACL injury. Like, it's always tough to see. It's always tough to see stuff like that happen. But I will say, it's a pity they can't go out with 12. Because if they were able to go out with 12, it would be very different. And maybe had they known that they were going to draft Michaela Timpson, maybe they might have tried to negotiate Sid Colson on a bit of a lower deal. Maybe they could have tried to negotiate Bree Turner on a lower deal. Because you better believe, or maybe if Sid Colson wasn't going to go for a lower deal, they would have just taken, they would have just kept Erica Wheeler, who's only signed a training camp deal, you're still saving $10K there. They would have saved another $10K if they signed someone on a training camp deal instead of Bree Turner, instead of that guaranteed money. So yeah, you just never know. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do you guys think that it's a given that Michaela Timpson makes it? Because that's what I would read into that. I might be wrong. I might be very wrong, and you can let me know if you think I'm wrong, which is completely fine. Like, you are allowed to think that I'm wrong with takes. You're allowed to disagree with what I say. That's what I don't care for the majority of situations. As long as it doesn't go personal, you can disagree in comments. It's completely fine. And yeah, sometimes I do read comments. But anyway, I'll see you guys.